It's time for the Hellfire Club, boys and girls. Well, hey, good evening to you. How the heck is everybody? I hope you had an absolutely fantastic 4th of July weekend, whether you chilled out on vacation, just sat at home and watched the fireworks from DC, or set off a few of your own. It's good to see you, and it's good to be back. I took yesterday off. I had a lot of fun, but wait, you ask, who am I? I, of course, am Bill Sylvie, the Dungeon Delver. That's me. That's right. And I hope you're all doing well this evening. I'm doing great. I can't complain. I mean, I could complain, but who would listen? At any rate, let me see here. Where is my banners? Everything's all messed up. There we go. Greetings, Damien. Good to see you. Hope you're having an absolutely wonderful evening. And so since I see you out there in the audience, let me ask you, what do you think of the cold open? It takes a little bit of legerdemain, a little bit of dexterity to do that, and then start a whole separate thing, as I don't have a Stream Deck or anything like that. I don't know that a Stream Deck would work, to be honest, with StreamYard, because it's just embedded in the web. So I don't know. Maybe I could program buttons to do it. I don't know. I'm not that clever. But anyhow, I hope you're clever, and I hope you're having a good time. Finished up Stranger Things Book 2, Season 4. Last couple of episodes. No spoilers. I don't do that. Not going to spoil it for you until I am sure everyone who could ever want to watch it has gotten to watch it. That may take a while. We may have to discuss it sooner than later. But yes, I've seen it to the end. And this is spoiler free. But what can I say other than Eddie Munson? We love you, man. Anyway, moving right along. It was enjoyable. It was a thrill ride. But we have thrill rides to discuss here. That's right, we do. For our Upside Down is right within our grasp, our Advanced Dungeons & Dragons books. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk a little bit about the history. We're going to keep on digging in to those classic AD&D S modules. And we started last week, if you recall. Well, we didn't start last week. We started S4 last week. But we've been going on the S series for a while now. But last week we started our dive in S4, and we started in a place that probably some of you didn't expect, and that was I just happened to have gotten my sticky fingers on a PDF copy of the Lost Caverns of Soj-Kanth, which is the very rare tournament module version of Lost Caverns of Soj-Kanth, hand-typed by Gary. We've been going through that. Greetings to Toronto, Canada, John Scott. Good to see you. And you guys had Independence Day too, July 1st. We do the 4th, you do the 1st. Y'all do your Thanksgiving, is it beginning of October, I think. We do ours end of November. So anyway, it's good to see you. We love our friends up north. Dungeon Minister is a big fan of the show. Dungeon Minister hails from the Great White North. And who else have we got? I think Mobius is from that neck of the woods. A strong Canadian contingent here on Diller's Dungeon, and that's what we like. We got people coming in from all over to watch the show, and I appreciate every one of you, wherever you're from. And if you're stopping by for the first time, and you're like, hey, what's this guy going on about? Sit down. Click that subscription button. Click that bell icon for notifications. If you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. But anyway, so I had a fairly quiet, well, here in the house, it was a fairly quiet 4th of July. 1 yard over was not, because they apparently got their hands on an M109A6 artillery piece and a whole lot of improved cluster munitions, and we're firing them off for an hour last night, which, hey, that's their thing. Greetings, Ricky Maru. That is their thing, but it was loud. But that's to be expected. But all in all, we had a good one. So with that said, we're going to dive directly on into looking more at A2 or S2 rather. I could have had a great pun and I just screwed it up right there. So with that said, let me see here. Sorry for the pause. I'm getting chat requests and stuff. Let me see here. Let me just pull that up. This is a fun thing to look at if you've never gotten a chance to see this very rare and classic module. And we'll look at some notes as we talked about the new rounds, or the then new scoring system, and how they have different tournament rounds. But there's just a few things that I want to touch on. Some things that are different, very different if you're used to S4 and you've never seen this. And let me share this screen with you then, guys. So I'm not 100% sure where we left off. Yes, we discussed that. The alternate spelling Soj Conf. And if you rearrange the letters, you get John Scott. Very curious, John. Was that on purpose? Did you do that on purpose? All right, so we start to run into some differences. So we got the Island of Rebuke. We talked about that. Blink dogs that are not in the module. You're 4 in 1976. Well, I mean, I don't know that your name is actually John Scott. You might be using that as a screen name. But it is neat. I've never done any fun anagrams with William Sylvie, so I couldn't tell you if it spells a D&D module name. Probably not. Displacer Beast, a flesh golem. Now, note that's not the dreaded clay golem we run into in S4, as we'll see. It's your legal name up there. Just up there? Do you have many legal names elsewhere? We talked about the green slime, the cockatrices, giant snapping turtle. He is in both modules. Fire lizards. are the Copper Dragon is not. The Copper Dragon gets pissed off if you kill the fire lizards, but a friendly and potentially helpful Copper Dragon is not to hand to help the party out in the published version of S4. Sahuagin, a rust monster. It is very hungry. The magic swords will try to make their owners flee. Oh, speak of the Padre, and he soon appears. A water weird. Now, this is interesting because we have two Chinese hill giants. These are Fomorian giants in the published version. Here, they are Chinese hill giants. Armor class 2 due to extra large shields they carry. These two giants have very good ears, so unless the party is silent, they will hear the approach in the main quarter. If the party is heard passing northwards, the giants will come out and pursue. In their cave, they have a tremendous litter of junk, including 3 ivory tusks, 4,900 gold pieces, and a set of cloaks, 1 poisonous, 1 non-magical, and boots, 1 pair of levitation. 1 appears to be levitation, but are boots of dancing. If the soles and heels of the latter pair are carefully examined so as to tap or scrape, metal plates will be found. The players may guess these are taps, but do not comment one way or the other. So an interesting trap there, to be sure. Now, the greater caverns, I want to jump straight down because, again, if you're used to S4, you may note that the words are almost the same, but in the published S4, we don't get the following advantage. And we'll get to what that is in a second. So here's the graven glyphs that the party can find. In the center lies the gate, but opening is sure to vex. Many are the guards who wait as you go to the middle hex. Randomly sent to find a way back to a different iron door, a 7th time, and you may stay and seek the prize no more. You have won my choicest prize, my warded cache of magic, and freed the one with yearning eyes whose lot was hunger tragic. You get that one time. And then the tablet that it's on fades. I have driven players up the wall with that. I've driven players bananas. I have had players yelling at me with a published S4 because I told them those glyphs faded away after they read them. Good evening, Vincent. Good to see you. It's all good, John. I appreciate the interactions. Read this verse to the players before starting the 2nd level. It can be read as often as players wish. Not in the published version of S4. They get it one time. So we come to some gargoyles, some more green slime, piercers, which are always awesome, and Umber Hulk. We love the Umber Hulk. And I love the Umber Hulk's treasure, a bluish streak of clay, which will be noted upon thorough examination of the walls. If it is dug out 3 turns, a rough diamond worth 5,000 gold pieces will be found. And the players, the last time we played it, had a sword that had detecting gems nearby. Was quite insistent that they dig that out. Minotaurs, troglodytes. Now we come to an interesting room. Well, first of all, there's a bronze dragon. Very old, highly intelligent, neutral creature, which appears as a large reddish bear. Interesting turn. If bribed with no less than 10,000 gold pieces, value magic items at 1,000 per, it will tell the party that the central nexus sends the party away from the central area to the edges of the complex. The dragon has the following spells, and then we get that rundown. It's awake and using Wizard Eye when any party approaches. Its treasure is under an invisibility spell in the western projection of its cavern. Cleric scroll with raise dead fully. Look at all that loot. If near death, it will DD to 1, dimension door to 1, and either flee or lay an ambush at the stairs up. A trapper, again, we find that in the published S4. Now, the dimension shift room, K, is kind of interesting. Okay, because we're going to go over this when we look at the published S4, but my God, it is so much easier here than it is in S4. Little bit of a spoiler, little bit of a hint. The published S4 sends you in places that drive me as a DM up the wall. I don't like that teleportation part. I particularly don't like some of the nexuses. I think it is jarring. If there is any one element in the published S4 that secures it firmly in the S series, it is the dimension shift room in the published S4. Here, not so much. So what we've got in the dimension shift room, every 3 melee rounds, the cavern shifts from Y dimension to Z. Initial setting will be determined by entry of the party from the northern passage or the southern. The north causes the party to encounter the fighters first, while the southern causes them to see the magic users first. And then we've got evil fighters, myrmidons, and +2 plate and shield, +2 evil sword, 4 healing potions, ring with a gem worth 500, and 21 hit points. Then we have a hero in plate and shield with a morning star, 50 hits. 21 hits, 50 gold pieces. A hero in plate and shield with a sword, 10 2 GP gems and 17 hit points. And then a swordsman in plate and armor, shield, mace, 10 silver pieces and 15 hit points. And then we encounter some warlocks. 20 hit points each, both have exactly the same spells, and we'll use them in the event of attack by the party. Now note, they're neutral, so there may be some discussion with the party. These inhabitants know of the dimension shift, so whenever they reappear, they will be generally ready for attack. If one of the warlocks is dragged from the area, an amulet will then appear, a fragile prism. If it is broken, the player doing so will gain a mental direction to locate a wand with 50 dispel magic charges located in the now stable K area. Kind of useful. But that's a bit of a stretch. Now we have the fly demons and we have the Bar Lagura demons in the published S4. But here we merely have a type 2 demon, 39 hit points. Normal fear. Basically, it's going through those attack methods. Thank you, Gary. That's kind of handy. If it is brought below 12 hit points, it will try to gate in another type 2 instead of any other attack form. It guards a crystal, a hypnosis ball, a lodestone, and on the wall is graven, go up and southwest and you will rebound. We have a chimera, which I believe is a gorgomera in the published one. guards a parchment with the following message: southwest, then northwest brings the venturesome to the southwest gate, and if you enter, you will go the opposite way. And a shambling mound and a neo-otyug continued on inside back cover. We have a wyvern, which I think there is a wyvern in the published S4. We'll see. 11,000 silver and a scroll of neutralized poison and 2 cure serious wound spells in a bronze tube. Fire giants, shriekers, and finally, the Room of Golden Light. The core of the Nexus is lit by Daoud's wondrous lanthorn. Its warm and peaceful glow reveals a beautiful place. The domed roof is of lapis, resembling the night sky, while the walls are of various glowing panels of polished wood: rosewood, sandalwood, teak, cherry, etc. This can be seen through the carved ivory screens set before each door into the place. So too can be seen the golden chain and cage which suspends the lanthorn from the ceiling of the dome. The floor is of smooth serpentine spread with rich oriental rugs. Small inlaid tables and stands are scattered about, bearing fine porcelain vases and jade carvings. A table holds a crystal ewer filled with a rainbow of gems, 101,000 DP gems. A small tripod suspends a bowl from which sweet-smelling smoke wafts forth. Tapestries cover some of the wall. Soft divans are scattered about a central couch of ebony and gold, covered with black velvet, upon which golden runes are embroidered. Stretched in slumber upon this bed is a comely female form, obviously so despite the armor in which it is clad. The helm is beside the couch, and the face of the warrior maid is pale and lovely, with full lips of livid red. Remember, red-hooked mouth. And long raven hair. In her hands is clasped a strange sword with cusp-shaped guards, a +4 evil sword, 12 intelligence, 12 ego, speaks common, evil, elvish, orcish, red dragon, dwarfish, detects invisible, detects good, detects traps, reads magic, and can teleport. It is a special purpose sword to slay lawful/good clerics. Note that lawful/good. Remember, we are way back in 1976 here. So more alignments than chaotic, neutral, and lawful aren't quite a thing, but we're going to look and we're going to see, particularly in the charts as we get to the end, Gary is already leaning towards a more granular alignment system, to which I say good, but at the foot of the couch is an alabaster pedestal upon which stands 6 tomes, each of these which cause characteristics to go up 1 point. And we have the Vampirus Lord, 66 hit points. This hard creature is in stasis until the party enters the chamber. She then arises, smiles, and welcomes the men. And note it says the men. So if you're using the pre-gens, they're all male. So sorry, ladies, that ain't me. But she cannot escape from the room, nor can she call aid. That's not mentioned in the published S4. So if you're running her in the published S4 and you want to have her pursuing the party, you want to have her calling for bats, of which there are plenty in the Lost Caverns, don't hesitate. She can attack as a vampire or a fighter. Her sword causes her to attack a cleric as a fighter, of course, before anything else. If she cannot dupe and charm the party members, and so must fight. She guards the Nexus and must permit none to leave alive if she is to go free. And then there's a lanthorn. Now, there's something interesting about this, and you're going to see it when we get to the published S4. 3 of its sides can be shuttered, and the 4th has 4 prisms which can be slipped across the crystal lens in order to gain certain effects. Sapphire causes a fear wand, Emerald causes a haste spell, Topaz a slow spell, and Ruby a hold spell. And then it gives us the range of the beams. You could use the wrong lens. If all are put in place, a blinding beam of light will go forth 60 feet. Save versus magic or blind for 2 to 12 melee rounds. The colored lens can also be placed on the 4 faces of the lantern if it is then spun, all within a 20-foot radius, save the holder of the artifact becomes confused for as long as the lantern is spun. Yes, Ricky, we're looking at the tournament version right now. The 1976 tournament version. Because it is distinct, it is historical, and it absolutely merits looking at to understand the origin of this. While it burns constantly, each time the colored lenses are used, the lantern must be replenished or the user runs a risk of having it react in an unexpected manner. It can be used so as to employ each of the colored prisms twice or all at once for a period of 1 turn, twice before this danger occurs. After 2 usages, a small compartment in the bottom of the device must be filled with crushed gems. And when you see it, if it's not done, there's a 25% chance the beam desired will fail. If all are used at once, there's a 10% chance of complete failure and a 10% chance that the user will also be affected by magic. It is rumored that possession of this item causes the user to become reclusive and suspicious, fearing that others desire to possess a lantern. Its value is between 101,000 and 200,000 gold if offered for sale. So monster descriptions. This goes back, and we've talked about alignment and AD&D before. But monster alignments here are interesting because, again, have a good evening, John Scott. We'll see you. Again, we begin to see Gary moving towards a more granular alignment system. Blink dogs are lawful but good. Sturges are neutral. Displacer beasts are chaotic and evil. Sahuagin, chaotic and evil. Not lawful and evil, chaotic and evil. The water weird, chaotic and evil. Chinese hill giants, chaotic and evil, as I believe are the Fomorian recreations of them in the published S4. And here we also get to some illustration. Let's see, let me turn that. We get to a little bit of illustration. Lesser Caverns Room 1. Now, I don't know who is responsible for these. Maybe Tracy knows. Or maybe Paul knows. Lesser Caverns Area 5. Greater Caverns Cavern O. And Greater Caverns FH. So we get some illustrations, but not many. And I do wonder if there was maybe planned more illustrations for a full illustration book, but we just didn't get one. Okay. Now, for ease of running this as a tournament module, or just for ease of running the module in general, we have charts which this is basically a monster roster that you, the dungeon master, can use. If you're running it as a tournament module, you use the number of attacks and the damage shown there. You don't roll for it. You just roll to hit. And we have blink dogs, cockatrices, copper dragons, displacer beasts, fire lizards, the flesh golem, giant snapping turtle, green slimes, hill giants, Chinese hill giants, the lurker above, rust monsters, Sahuagin, sturges, water weird, and this is something, if you can lay your hands on a copy of this and you want something a little bit more precise in terms of figuring out characters that are dragged in the water, how fast they're going to drown, you can use this table here. You can pause the video and copy it later if you want. And conveniently enough, not only do we have that, we have the characters' attacks versus monsters. Everything they need to roll. You don't have to keep looking at charts. You don't have to keep making adjustments. It's all listed right here. And finally, we have room for character evaluations. Remember, only the best characters from the 6 tables playing this will get to play their characters in the final round on the 2nd level in the Greater Caverns. 2nd level monster characteristics. And finally, 2nd level character versus monsters. See if I can, whoops. There we go. So when your characters are attacking these things with their given weapons, there's the table that you have for them. And finally, the character sheets. Again, Gary's not just healing towards that granular alignment system with some monsters and so on. Cathartic, the 7th level cleric of St. Cuthbert. And right there, we get a little bit of Greyhawk going right there in the module. 7th level worship St. Cuthbert of the Cudgel. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe we can ask Alan Grohe this, but that may be the first published reference of a Greyhawk deity ever right there. Then we have Ethel Reed. And there's all of their equipment and where it's located. Flemin, Lawful Good. Dunno, the Thief, who is neutral, I should point out. Westlock, who has a dancing sword, a mighty item. And is an elf, neutral. Hockerbrecht, a half-elf fighter. And that's it. Those are your 6 characters. So that is a look at the tournament version of the Lost Caverns of Sochkov. It is pretty sparse when you consider that the whole affair is 17 pages. 3 of those pages are character sheets. 4 of those pages are monsters to hit players and player to hit monsters. 2 of those pages are illustrations. Then that really only leaves us 8 pages. Well, no, because there's a couple of pages of maps. There's a couple of pages of maps, and we have to consider the cover, which has a little bit of information on it. So of actual module, we have 6 pages. Now, this is a beast of a module in AD&D. As we're going to see once we get into it, did I remember to send myself? Let me see. I have a legitimate PDF copy of this, but I need to see if I actually remembered to send it to myself over here or sneakernet it to myself. Oh, don't open it in the browser. So just to kind of get a taste, just going in, we'll share this again, and I want to show you guys. First of all, now, with mad props to whoever put the art together for that originally, I got to say, my man Errol Lotus really brought it. Really, really brought it on the Lost Caverns. I mean, look at that. That is so awesome. A brand new monster. All the Otisian weirdness you could ask for. It's breathing lightning. You got a player getting just about to get completely jacked up. I love the cover to this. But note, and I'm not sure if you guys can see this on screen, up here, this module clocks in at 70 pages. And not considering the removable gatefold map cover, there are 2 booklets in this. This module introduces new monsters. It has a massive overland journey section that can potentially take weeks or months. Now, obviously, we're not going to go through each and every single iota, every single tiny detail of that journey. But to not at least address it a little bit, I think would be remiss of us. Also, I would point out that the companion modules to this, yes, I said modules, plural. And you'll understand why I said modules. Gary didn't just lay this aside forever, you know. But there's so much more going on with the Lost Caverns. So yeah, just take in that cover art. That is beautiful. We have a new cover blurb, of course. In the Yettal Mountains, south of Perrinland, there is rumored to be a magical hoard of unsurpassed value, a treasure of such fame that scores of adventurers have perished in search of it. Find the perilous lost caverns of Soj Canth. Note the change. Soj Canth, not Soj Kanth anymore, John. And you may gain the hidden wealth of the long-dead Archmage if you live. And we get a little bit of historical background in this. So if you are like me back in the 1980s and you knew diddly squat, hell, I didn't know any copies of the original were knocking around until 2000, 99, maybe 98. This module contains background information, referees' notes, maps of the wilderness in 2 cavern levels, and many new monsters, magic items, and spells. The Lost Caverns of Soj-Kanth was originally designed for the official Advanced Dungeons & Dragons game tournament at WinterCon 5. False. It was designed for the original Dungeons & Dragons game tournament at WinterCon 5. There was no Advanced Dungeons & Dragons when this was played. And contains the original tournament characters that it does. For the best in adventure gaming products, look for the TSR logo on games, modules, and playing aids. And this was released in 1982, 6 years later. So we start off almost immediately differently. If you're familiar with Soj-Kanth, Soj-Kanth hits you right away because now we've got this hex form players map. What's going on here? 1 hex equals 3.5 miles away to the Abyssal region. So much new stuff is happening. But if you don't know about it, even so, a massive unexplored wilderness map, that has to be tempting, right? And then we look at the Dungeon Master's wilderness map, mountain peaks and low hills, rivers, paths, areas to encounter, variable encounters, and then, of course, the Lost Caverns themselves. But let us not linger here. We will discuss and explore these mountainous areas as we dig into this module a little bit more. So here are our greater caverns. These are the lower caverns, but they're the greater ones. Now, these are very similar to the greater caverns given in the module, the adventure module that we just looked at. The maps are similar. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to open that. We're going to scroll down. We're going to take a quick gander. Just kind of take that in for a minute. Greater caverns. So we can kind of zoom that one down similarly. Different, yet similar. So it's a very cleaned up map compared to what we got in the tournament version. Now, I don't know how well that mimeographed, and I don't know the provenance of this scan. I don't know what this copy that was scanned, where it might have come from, how good their scanner was or wasn't, what their settings were, etc. But that's what we have to go with. So let's come back, and where necessary, we might pop back over here. But for the time being, let us continue on. Lesser caverns, that dark blue is a little hard to see, or maybe it's just this monitor is a little dim. Looks like it's a little bit better on YouTube, but the branches of Cave River that snake off in different directions. By the way, I just want to point this out, having attempted bravely to do it, this is damn near impossible to build in Dwarven Forge. I just want to say. Can you guys spot the hidden Wisconsin? Can you see it? Anyway. So yeah, basically this came down to, I went in Roll20. I found someone actually made a beautiful full color map of this, and I just hid the whole thing and would carve away the darkness when describing areas, so the party was able to make something of a map as they went onwards. So there are the maps, and again, bring that down. Very, very, very similar. Now, if you note, like here, Cavern J at the end of this almost kind of figure 8 looking area here is very different from area 18 in shape, but we still have the figure 8 area here. And we get this lovely Jeff Easley art on the inlay. And we get our introductions. I just love it that there's a bit of Greyhawk lore in here. Not in here, but there's a bit of Greyhawk. I'm sorry, there's a bit of Greyhawk lore in here. But this is really steeped in it. Gary has started to build the lore of the world of Greyhawk for us. Nearly a century ago, the Archmage Igwilv sent her evil minions to conquer the lands around her abode. No, we have gone from the evil mage to a female evil mage in Igwilv. So successful was she that the marches of Perrinland were subjugated for a decade, and a great indeed was the loot brought to Igwilv's lair in answer to her insatiable demands for treasure. Legend states that the Archmage gained much of her prowess from discovering the lost caverns of Sojkonth, wherein was hidden magic of unsurpassed might. It is certain that Igwilv ruled her domain from these caverns. There she also conducted arcane experiments and rituals, trying to further increase her powers. These experiments were her downfall, for during one she accidentally freed the demon Grazd, whom she had imprisoned and forced into servitude. There's a terrible battle, and although the demon was forced to flee to the abyss, Igwilv was so stricken from the contest that her powers and strength were forever lost. With the wane of her evil, Igwilv's realm was sundered. Her former henchmen and slaves stole her treasure and scattered to the four winds in the face of enemy armies. The Archmage, however, used the last of her power to prepare a hiding place in the caverns for her remaining wealth. Legends say that this included several wondrous tomes of great power and the fabled lamp called Daoud's wondrous lanthorn. What else might be hidden no one knows, for no one has yet discovered Igwilv's hoard. That Igwilv is long dead and gone cannot be doubted. Until recently, though, stories of her secret cache of treasure in the lost caverns of Sojkonth were regarded as another grandfather's tale to amuse the younglings. Cartloads of tapestries and rugs, statues, and rare art objects have been recovered over the years, as well as chests of precious metals, sacks of coin, and coffers filled with gems and jewelry. It was believed that all her treasure had been looted and that no magic or wealth remained. However, recent investigations have indicated the magical lanthorn did exist and that Igwilv possessed it. Igwilv's lair was definitely located somewhere between the gorge of the Velverdriva River and the hills east of the town of Crestable. The realms of Ayuz, Perrinland, and Ket have sent expeditions into the Yaddle Mountains seeking the exact location of the caverns. The few that have survived have all failed. And then we get into notes for the Dungeon Master. Guys, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I'm going to say this because I've said it again and again and again and again. If you're going to run this module, and sidebar, you should. You should absolutely, positively, without a doubt, run this module at least one time. Personally, in my opinion, this beats Temple of Elemental Evil in every way in terms of good adventure. I think this is so far above Temple of Elemental Evil in terms of quality, I can't even easily express it. You need to run this for your AD&D group. Period. End of story. No, exclamation point. End of story. But with that said, read the module front to back. Understand the module, particularly the dimensional nexus in the greater caverns. You need to either analyze it until you know it by heart, you can mumble its details in your sleep and get them 100% right, or you need to throw it out and substitute something else in there. Even the dimensional shift room from the tournament version. Because this module will test you as a DM in certain places. Now, there are certain places where it's, hey, I'm running it as a good fight. There's plenty. This is not Tomb of Horrors. This isn't even White Plume Mountain. There is plenty for the sword-minded to do in this module. Let those players have fun. There's lots of fun to be had. There's lots of dragon slaying fun to be had in this module. So don't give up on them. But do understand it. You can play for, again, weeks just in the wilderness, just having wilderness encounters. Now, remember, if we go back and we look at the wilderness map, here, go a little bit faster. We're going to leave on this note. Well, we're going to leave this on this note. We're going to play AD&D here in a little bit. Each wilderness hex is 3.5 miles. A standard Greyhawk hex is 20 miles across. This does not occupy that much map space on a Greyhawk map. But still, as characters traverse through it, particularly if they get off these paths and strike out into the mountains, first of all, if they're mounted, they can forget it with their horses. Any carts of supplies, got to leave them on the trail. And going will be slow. But at that point, break out your Dungeon Master's Guide. Start rolling for those random encounters. Don't hesitate. I'm sorry, Mark. Yes, you got me, caught me out there. Thank you for the correction. 30 miles. So, yeah, so here we go. Let's just, from the bottom here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I guess technically that's 35 miles. So bring it back. So here's one Greyhawk hex. Just right in here. So this represents still a good chunk of Greyhawk. And if your players want to color outside the lines, let them. This is... You have got plenty of time to railroad them once they get into the Lost Caverns, because guys are not going to speed run it. Okay? They're not. I mean, if you've got a party that's got access to multiple dig and disintegrate and find the path and teleport and et cetera, spells, they're probably a little too powerful for this module. Which, by the way, speaking of power curve, level 6 to 10, unless you've got a party of 10 or 11, I would not send a 6th level party into this module. There's kill you dead stuff fairly early on in here that will eat 6th level characters. I would say ideally this is probably a 7th to 9th or even 8th to 10th. 6 is just a bare, you're grinding metal, there's no brake pad left minimum. And that's with a large group. But yes, you should absolutely run this module. And the wilderness section, it's a lot of fun, and you're going to see once we get into wilderness encounters and what and so on and etc. exactly how cool it is. So we'll get more into that. Tomorrow night. And look more at it later. But speaking of looking at things, I always do this if you're new to the channel. I just want to warn you, this is, we kind of close up shop with this, and we're still playing. We're still going to play D&D. But I do want to take a minute, and I want to acknowledge those who contribute to the show. They literally help keep the lights on around here, and I thank them for it. So let's take a hot minute to thank Joshua Garlock, Lord Corion, Ricky Maru, Mobius, Kevin Reynolds, Doomsword Deathmaster, Mark Simpson, Damien247, James F. Keck, William Smith, the Dungeon Minister, Manny Wall, Mark Corey, Kevin Wood, Todd Sharp, Carnivore Farmer, Rob knows I can't say that, Chillis, Jeremy Rule, Bo Ganor, Mikey Mank, Sky Hernstrom, Pete Sullivan, John David. Guys, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. It really does help out around here. So big thanks to those guys. Big thanks. Well, thanks to you all. Whether you're a new viewer, whether you've been here from the beginning, and I'm talking all the way from the beginning, all the way back in the beginning. Todd says, holy cow, that's a lot of minis on that shelf. Yes, we have the shelf of glory, the science fiction shelf of glory, and then the shelves of shame, the unpainted minis. But what you can't see just on the other side is all my painting stuff, my airbrush, my brushes and everything. So I don't know if I'll get them all painted before I shuffle off this mortal coil, but I sure would like to. One thing I can tell you, though, and I'll tell you this for free, I'm done buying minis. I have a nice resin 3D printer, and I've got pretty much everything I need in terms of critters to throw at players. I need more bugbears, I'll print more bugbears. I need more orcs, I'll print more orcs. But yeah, this represents a sickness, really. So we're just waiting on everyone to enter the green room, and it looks like we're all just about ready here. So we'll get going here in just a minute. Tomorrow night, I'm not sure. I'll have to double check. I'm not sure if Kyle's going to be back tomorrow. I'll double check with him. And assuming that he is, assuming that Kyle is, we'll get up to our usual wackiness. We might finally talk about, I think it was Todd Rundgren and the spark of creativity. Finally, if I don't pin him down and talk about Stranger Things with him, because he binged, like over the last couple of weeks, has binged Stranger Things season 1 all the way out to the end of season 4. He has seen it all, and I accidentally spoiled a tiny bit of season 4. He said, watching season 4, he blitzed through seasons 1, 2, and 3 so fast. A couple of days went by. I assumed he was done. I asked him about a thing. I said it happens at this point in the show, and he's like, I'm not there yet. And I was like, crap. Hey, Jack Photon. So I felt just terrible for doing that, so I just dummied right up. Didn't say another word. Not another peep. But if he wants to talk about it tomorrow, because now he's all caught up, then we'll talk about that. Todd Rundgren, like Todd Rundgren? Yes, like Todd Rundgren. If that's who we're going to talk about. Little bit of Todd Rundgren trivia. Got to share this with you, and then we're going to start the AD&D game. So once upon a time, I was an enthusiastic user of the Amiga computer. Now, way back in the late 1980s, doing stuff like what I do here, with like the word scrolling across the bottom and fading videos in and out, like video switcher equipment and genlock equipment and titling equipment to do stuff that looks this nice was very, 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 very expensive. Like even people just doing stuff on like Zoom, like when people do green screens on Zoom, all that back in the 80s was tens of thousands of dollars. For technical reasons that are not worth going into right now, Commodore, the people that made the Commodore 64, made a computer called the Amiga, and technical reasons, again, enabled it to interact with television signals, and a third-party company made a switcher called the Video Toaster, as ridiculous as that is, and bundled it with some 3D animation and rendering software called Lightwave, and the world went gaga because the computer cost $2,000. The Video Toaster cost $2,000. So for $4,000 instead of $54,000, you could do movie studio level stuff. And for about 5 or 6 years, it was kind of the default standard. Enter Todd Rundgren. If you've ever seen the video Change Myself, or the video for the song Change Myself by Todd Rundgren, all of the graphics in Change Myself are done with several like shelves full of Amigas with video toasters in them. And Amiga users, enthusiasts, people got very enthusiastic about computer platforms back then, went nuts. They're like, oh, Todd Rundgren loves the Amiga. And then they finally interviewed him in an Amiga Tech magazine. And he was like, no, I hate the Amiga. I really don't like it. I mean, he did the interview wearing like an Apple Macintosh t-shirt. He was like, I wish I had this on the Mac. The Amiga is clunky and bad, but this widget in here, this video toaster, and the software is good. I just wish it was on the Mac. So kind of let the air out of the balloon. For that money, you could have falling sheep transitions. Exactly. So there you go. Little bit of music video history. But that's enough of that nonsense. Let's do some other nonsense. And once again, as always, I wish these studio cans let me wear a wizard hat at the same time. And now let us welcome in Mark.
Hello.
Hey. Lord Corian and Doomsword Deathmaster. Good evening, gentlemen. How are you?
Doing good.
Good. Breathing for
Game
now.
on. All right. Knock on wood. All right. So, gentlemen, what are your intentions?
Let's go shopping for the third time.
Yeah. We will never go back to that. We will never go back to that dungeon ever.
No.
Maybe we've had one shopping, yes, but what about second shopping?
Exactly.
I love it.
Afternoon browsing.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
Okay. So, do we want to go tackle bandits, or do we want to go back into the hellhole of hellholeness?
I'm here for the treasure.
I think the hellhole is kind of warmed up. It's homey a little bit, you know. I'm familiar with it.
It's Abner's field of study, so he'll want to go back to finish his thesis.
that is so. Are you an advanced hellhole or intro hellhole?
Still just Hellhole 101. It's just
Hellhole 101. Okay, all right.
Coming from someone who's currently working on a thesis, those words give me pain. No, let's go back in, but this time we're going in the cistern.
Sounds good to me. I bet
Yeah,
those
I'm
orcs
good with
enjoyed
that.
their vacation.
Oh,
Yeah,
God
plenty of
knows
time to restock.
they did. I say they're already fully restocked. Y'all have waited long enough at this point, so we're gonna have to fight back through all of them all over again.
It's just fire giants at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
just
really.
just full HP fire giants.
The hill giant brought his family.
Yeah.
Well, orcs evolve.
My
They go from
cousins!
Orcs to hill giant, to ogres to hill giants, etc. They work their way.
Hey,
up.
that's how the monster manual treats them.
You guys don't think you can handle 30 to 311 plus 2 to 5 hit dice fire giants? Come on. Okay.
On like 400 goblins in one room.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's build a fire on the outside and just wait for him to suffocate.
Yeah. Okay, so you are currently in the city of Greyhawk. You depart unless you have something specific that you wish to do.
Let me double check that there isn't any last minute thing that I need to buy. No, no, I'm good. Last minute party.
No,
Okay.
we can head back.
I've got my holy water, so on and so forth.
Okay, so your first day of journey from the city of Greyhawk towards Castle Greyhawk itself is uneventful. Do you wish to stop at the Last Chance Inn?
May as well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. They greet you. It's good to see you again. Do come in. We've not had that much traffic from Greyhawk headed to areas west since you were last here. Just a small family of traders that headed west. But other than that, nothing of note. The food is good. The rooms are plentiful because there are currently no traders or caravan folk or anything like that there.
Awesome. We're sleeping in beds tonight.
Gotta throw the followers out first.
We can find a spot next to the fire.
You can just hang me upside down from the ceiling being straight, not my back.
You could go with the old original definition of flop house, which is just a room with a rope strung across it, where drunks could spend the night hanging upside down or hanging. All right, but none of that. The rooms are fairly well appointed. You guys know how much they cost. The innkeeper rather icily inquires if anyone needs to buy any oil, any lamp oil.
You should stock up just in case.
Yeah. It's well, I mean, at the rate this party goes through it.
Especially
Actually-
sister.
Does she have a spare lantern?
She does. Do you need a bullseye or shuttered?
Actually, preferably, I'd like a clay lamp.
You just mean like a pot with a wick in it full of
Pretty
oil?
much, yeah.
Yeah, you can buy a clay bottle and fill it with oil and stuff a rag in. There you go.
That's fine.
Anyone else? Anyone at all? Bueller?
Bueller.
All right. With that said, Mobius says, should buy in bulk, maybe by the barrel.
Yeah,
We
you
did
and
buy
what
in
budget?
bulk.
Okay. So you purchase any other goods you need. The men at arms are feeling good about this. We've got a good feeling, my lord.
Which one of them said that?
Nerm.
I'm going to beat him mercilessly with a pickaxe handle.
Whoa.
I'm not going to kill him.
That's against his contract. It's a 1-hit max.
Which means 3 from a dwarf. I hit just as hard.
Are you legitimately going to start swinging a pickaxe at him because he's going to defend himself?
Not to hurt him, but enough to chase him out the door.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah. When he sees an irate dwarf coming at him with an axe handle, he's fending you off with a chair and putting himself between you and the door and backing towards it.
Out of curiosity, who actually is hiring Leo and Nerm these days? Not me. Not Ebner. Are they just
I
hanging
asked
around?
who was in charge of them, and nobody answered. Nah, I ain't.
They're just hanging around.
I'm fine. I'm fine if they just want to hang out. They still get a cut of the treasure, so they seem to be benefiting. But
Okay.
For giving them treasure, sure. Or I can pay him out of mine. But I thought actually Abner took over everything.
Nope.
Because
How many Highlings does Abner have?
I have
Right.
3.
Not counting the butler.
Oh, the valet is the most important one. I have 3.
All right. You guys figured this out. I need to step right over there for just a second
so we can
as
show
you
off the
prepare to.
and
Well,
prep the fire giant.
I'd say rather a bit meta, but I'd say Outlier or Lynx are probably the best people. Whoever will get good morale out of them, probably not Outlier since he keeps hitting them.
Yeah, you don't want Outlier to do it.
All
yeah,
right,
and I mean, Lynx is the de facto leader. I
Yeah.
mean, either
Okay.
that or cut them loose and try to hire some new ones here. You know what I mean?
should have done that at Greyhawk before he left.
I
Well,
mean,
we'll
yeah.
give these two. I
Yeah,
think.
there's probably some ruffians around here. There's some ruddy-faced men ready to, re-arc
the
it.
last time we
Leo
tried
and
to
Nerm
hunt-
know the dungeon better than we do. So
The last time we tried to hire more of them, I think there was like an entire company for hire.
Yeah.
So it's, we might be able to get. Ironically, Leo and Nerm started out with my elf. That's how long they've been here.
Right.
they're the originals.
Well, maybe they're just DM PCs or whatever now.
Lynx, I would say you take them as hirelings.
That's pretty much.
They're level 0 fighters. They're useful. I think we're going to outgrow
Okay.
level 0 fighters at some point. Well, to bring into the
Level
dungeon.
0?
To bring into the dungeon, that is.
Level 0 and useful.
Yeah.
That's always an asterisk.
Those are two terms combined that can't make sense.
I do wish we could visit them in 6 months and have them and rehire them as fighting men, like actual level 1 fighters.
Well, we can't.
I'd happily pay them that much.
You
Just
can
go
send them
tell
on a
them.
treasure hunt.
Exactly. We need you to do this for 6 months.
Yeah,
Get good scrubs.
Well, it was Bill who said that they will never level, but it just I'd love to see him just at least hit level 1 with us. It'd be fun.
Well, I'll take them. I'll take them to keep the game moving. Somebody could tell me after how much I'm paying them, though.
It's
Probably
is
one
it?
or two gold piece a month.
I think the
that's
going
very
rate
doable.
has been
And give them bonuses from whatever we take out of the dungeon. It keeps them happy. Their morale is high. That sort of stuff.
We pay
Yes.
them in
Like you
popcorn
know all
electrum
about 'em.
pieces.
I've looked into lots about hirelings for the game I'm running and also for this one. So I want to make sure my hirelings are happy so they don't stab me in the back.
Good point.
If they run
Alright,
away,
they
that's
shoot.
fine. But backstabbing is not fun.
The moment scorpions show up, they run.
If anybody's getting stabbed in the back, it's going to be from me.
Yeah. That's in your contract.
Okay, so do we arrive back at Castle Greyhawk?
Well, let's see. Your path meanders somewhat. There are a few treks that lead through the marshes and so on, and you're pretty sure you're on the right one because it's going northwestward. You're like,
We're lost.
this is the right direction. And you're like, hey, we definitely recognize that tamarack stand because we go through that and then across this bridge without any rails where we encountered something. And that's when the screaming starts. Just within the tamarack stand, you hear horrified, terrified screaming. Someone screaming, help me, in common. And it sounds like a woman's voice.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I can't make out anything in that direction. Real quick.
You can actually. There is looking over in that direction. You do see smoke coming up.
I think we maybe need to go.
Leave or
Cautiously.
assist?
I was hoping somebody would say which one, and then I'd agree with them. That's my leadership style. we
I
should
will
do something.
I will happily follow you to hell and back, my lord.
So this is over the swamps, basically, on our way back.
Yeah, this is out towards a stand of trees. Well, a wooded area, really. It's not really a stand of trees. In fact, they're thin enough on this side that you can make out what appears to be a small building. It's not the longhouse. You're still a ways away from that.
Let's go
So
check
you-
out this building.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
At speed, but cautiously approach.
Bow drawn.
Yes. Yeah, I guess. Weapons drawn, and we're running at it.
I have a bill hook.
Alrighty. Let me get the camera set up here because I want you guys to be able to see this. Hold on just a moment, please. And of course, for our audience's benefit.
And that's when he pulls out the beholder.
We're gonna wish it was a beholder.
It could be another Lacrota again. Would Bill do that twice? Probably.
Could be the lair. Abner never
It's the
encountered
lair,
it, so I'm
it's
trying to be
got
good.
treasure.
Trying to be good.
This is actually the undead house. It also evolved.
It just rebuilt itself, cut up, and walked away.
It's now an undead mansion.
I still think I handled that house the right way.
It's very Call of Cthulhu of you.
When in doubt, burn it to the ground.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
What else is a level 1 PC supposed to do?
Rowan.
Yeah. Run,
Burn
come
it,
back.
Rob.
Nah.
Fight magic, commit arson, run.
Yeah.
Oh, he's over there for a while. That means there's a lot of minis.
Secretly, it's an invisible stalker. That would suck. What's the lion-bodied women?
Thank you, everyone, for your
Sphinx.
No.
Massive.
The ones, like the centaurs.
Lamias.
Lamias. That's it. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, but what you see is not a lamia. For there are two buildings just inside the woods, and well, there are three. There is one a little further away that seems to be somewhat ruined. A knoll has just leaped out of this outer building. There's a ruin of a larger building behind this one to the right. Whoever was screaming for the help, well, you can see her. She leaps out the front door, is screaming, and the knoll throws the door open and grabs her and drags her back inside and slams the door.
Kick in that door.
Do you
No
want
windows.
Me
No windows on this side that you can see. Let me adjust that camera a little bit better, guys.
to? What is your AC now, Corion?
2. We never got that magic armor checked out.
And I guess Bill wouldn't tell you what it would take your AC down to.
So I choose to imagine -2.
Yeah, that's fair. I was going to say I choose to imagine 1, but
Sleep spell. Instantly.
well, I mean, we're not going to do anything else today, so why not? I'll kick, you sleep.
Yeah, I have the ability to do a couple of those.
I kick, you sleep.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Corion?
and go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, actually, Corion, question. Do you
Oh,
want to
yeah.
kick so I can bless?
I'm kicking the door in with a sword.
Okay, I'll
in my
bless
hand.
then.
I just have an arrow trained onto place.
That way,
Doorway.
they can't complain the cleric's not casting spells.
Alrighty, so you approach the house. You hear the gruff and hateful laughter of, you presume, Knowles. Does anyone in the party speak Knoll?
I do.
Yes, I do too.
Okay. Well, you two hear Nola shouts of, slit her throat. And then others are like, cut the soft bits off for the soup pot. And then a shriek, like above all those, emanates from within. Like the thin outer walls of this house can't contain it. And I'm gonna grab a miniature to use as the guide on, as we often do. Let's see. And you are kicking the door open?
I am.
And Abner is casting sleep when the door is open.
And I'm
Okay.
casting bless immediately.
So you're casting Bless before you kick the door open, yes?
Well, he's kicking the door open while I'm casting bless.
Fair
I'm
enough.
not the one kicking. He's kicking.
Okay. And over the cries of whoever their victim is, you essentially have total surprise on them. The door is kicked in. Let's see if that shows up there.
That's a little better. My God, how do they all fit in there?
In this small cottage, well, they're blame Wizards of the Coast for their 35 to 32 millimeter tall, 25 millimeter miniatures that they make. In this otherwise empty cottage, there is a rough, hacked, beaten up table. There are a large number of gnolls. How many do I have in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 5 gnolls. And hanging from a beam in the center of the room is a human woman in tatters of clothes. And she has apparently been hung on a hook.
Is she still alive?
She is screaming and clutching at the chain that the hook is hanging on. And the gnolls find this clearly very amusing. So you guys have surprise. Sleep spell goes off. Bless spell goes off. And let me see here. Player's handbook.
Page 68 for sleep.
Thank you very much. That's what I like out of my players. They're so helpful. Even though I might kill them in the next 5 minutes, they're very polite about it. 68, you say?
Yeah.
All right. So I need you to roll 1d4, please.
Oh, they're higher.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. 2d4.
Okay.
2d4.
Good. 6.
Okay. You kick open the door. One of the gnolls kind of looks around at the door, and his eyes get as big as saucers, and sleep. And that includes the woman hanging from the chain. She goes limp.
Small mercies.
Yeah, exactly. And the gnolls all fall dead dead asleep, I should say, on the floor. And duration is 5 rounds per level. You are 2nd level, yes?
I am 4th level.
4th level. Good Lord. So 2 turns you've got to mull this over.
I apply sword to neck.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't you take her off the hook and we put one of them on? Let them see what it feels like.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea.
I like the way you think, Turgo.
I'll take her off the hook and
Sometimes.
cast Cure Light Wounds.
Okay. The shock of lifting her off the hook causes her to wake up. I mean, it's, through her back.
I should state I'm stuffing 2 fingers in her mouth to stop the screaming first.
Okay. I mean, she still yelps in pain. It bites down. You don't, you're.
That's why I have gauntlets.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got gauntlets on. You're hitting her with Cure Light Wounds, so go ahead and roll that. As many other gnolls as you want to be dead are.
I'm going to kill them all unless somebody stops me to put up that final one. So.
Well, Meat Hook's now free.
So I'll put a sword through all 5 of them and then put one of the dead ones on the meat hook.
Oh, I thought you were going to put a live one on the.
That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, you put a live one on the meat hook. You put a
do that, yeah.
Okay.
Hey, wait. Don't cut that one, Stroh.
Yeah.
Cut off the soft bits.
I'm a little eager. I'm chopping. If somebody's not, directing me, I'm just going to go through all 5.
Okay, so the
screaming lady gets 2 hit points back.
Okay, that's enough to stop the profuse bleeding coming from the meat hook sized hole in her back and out of her right shoulder.
I will kindly ask her to stop screaming, or I will beat her with a pickaxe handle.
We got to get you a different dwarven insult.
I mean, it could be worse. It could be a full pickaxe.
Let's get him like a foam weapon.
Yeah.
Oh god. A squeaky hammer. It'll be great.
Yeah. Go find your local Amped Guard chapter. Just beat her with a foam sword. Anyway, yeah. Well, I mean, he's an old. He's 7 feet tall, so he was like 300 pounds. It takes a couple of you to heft him up there and put him on the hook. But as soon as you do, he wakes up with a start and a bark, and he's thrashing around. He is actually quite ably pulling himself up the chain.
I'll stick a sword in his chest.
Okay.
Why'd you stop me and then do it?
Well, at least he suffered for a while. Look at him. He's going to get off. You obviously didn't do it right.
All right. Well, he goes limp and he's hanging there like some horrible humanoid jackal pinata.
I tell my bodyguards to stand at the door and watch if anyone's arriving. If there's more gnolls, they should yell if they see anything.
I'm gonna go over to the woman and apply non-dwarf social skills to trying to find out what happened.
Right on. So gonna be at a bit of a negative because she came to with a dwarf's hand rammed in her mouth, and he then immediately told her in common, "I will beat you with an axe handle." And what is your charisma there, Lynx?
12.
12. Okay, that's nice and average. I don't think that's any bonus or negative to reaction. I'll just double check that because 12 is higher than average. So
it's better than mine.
It's just enough to have an opinion about himself.
Better than mine too.
Let us see if that modifies it at all. A charisma 12 is entirely normal reaction. She shrinks away from you and is trying to bodily push herself into the corner since you've got the door cut off. She is furtively looking around. There are windows. There's a window on the left-hand wall and one in the rear wall opposite the door.
I'm going to block one of those with my body.
Okay. That's fine.
Abner will try to calm her down a little bit. Speak soothingly. He has a +10 reaction.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
I will start looting bodies and schlepping them outside.
Okay. So on the bodies, you find, let's see.
We can worry about that later.
All right, sure. So this young lass calms down a little bit. And
is there anyone else?
She's looking around at the puddles of blood on the floor and everything, and she looks at Abner and says, Did you kill them all? All
Yes.
of them?
Yes.
The ones in the house too?
Not
the ones
yet.
in the big house?
That's what we wanted to know, the information. How many more are there?
That's where they took my brother.
Okay.
All right, let's go. Leo and Nerm, guard her.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Go to the big house then.
Heard. Okay, now what's in their pockets?
Now
Also-
what's in their pockets?
Important question: how many are there? I didn't hear a number.
5.
No. That are in the big house.
I don't think she was counting when she was
No.
screaming.
I mean, a dozen, half dozen. How many sets of angry eyes did you see?
Abner tries to keep her calm. Were there more than these here that were here?
These are just some of them. There were so many.
Okay.
Their faces, they're like jackals. And she breaks down sobbing.
All right, boys, this is a matter of time. We got to get over to the big house before anything else happens.
Exactly.
Indeed.
So yeah, I tell Leo and Nerm to guard her here or take her back to the wagon, actually. And then let's, if we can see the house, let's head towards it. How far away is it?
It's not very. It's like maybe 20 yards.
Let's just go
Guess
straight
it's
up to the
that
door and
way,
kick in the
right?
door. Then
Yeah, let's have Leo and Nerm and her stay in this house, though. It's safer than
That's
the
fine.
wagon. Yeah,
this or the wagon. So
this is
they'll stay
safer
in
than the
this
wagon, I
house.
think. Yeah, we'll leave the valet to guard the wagon.
Oh yeah, the valet wouldn't have come over here.
I don't think he leaves the wagon. Actually,
All right. You find 44 electrum and 21 gold on them.
And could you imagine the valet? Could you imagine the valet guarding the wagon? Somebody walks up and goes, "Hey, who's there?" And he goes, "No one."
All right. So let me reposition the camera yet again. By the way, anyone who wants to buy me a camera boom and a joystick control, and I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
can I buy you some WD-40?
Yeah.
Well, where is my $10 a month from Patreon going? You should have bought a new chair at this point.
This is a good chair. I like my chair. This is
You
this
mean
is
the one
my.
Isn't
The
that a
one that
new
you
one?
whine about that kills your back every night?
No, this is a
No, I
different
got
chair.
rid of those. I got rid of those chairs. This is a fine chair.
Ooh,
Man,
excellent.
that's an army green.
Okay, cool. Now just take some of Mark's and get some WD-40 and
All right. So let's see here. Let me see if I can.
That's a cool
Yeah,
setup, by the way.
Thank you very much. I hope our audience is appreciating that.
absolutely. We'll split it up later. Thanks. Actually, just have it go right to party funds at that point.
Okay, so you've got a door in front of you there at the house. It is closed. There are markings on the door. I believe Abner and Lynx, is it, that speak Knoll?
Turgo.
Okay, Abner and Turgo. Yeah, there's a lot of obscene stuff written in Knowlish language, scratched in the door. Just graffiti, basically. You know, the cover of the Black Sabbath album, The Mob Rules. Yeah, it looks kind of like that.
If nobody's stopping, I'll just open the door.
I'll lead with a pike.
Yeah, I'll stay back about 15 feet with my bow trained on the door.
Okay, and I should point out you are still under the effects of Bless.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Thank you.
You kick, I stab.
Okay, who's making an open doors roll?
I did not make it.
God.
You made some noise.
I made some noise.
Can I do it, TM?
You can do it.
You certainly can. You certainly can.
That's a success. Well, it's a 4, so that's a success.
Alrighty. Move the camera back around so you guys can get a better look.
Maybe just a long stick would work as a camera. It's like push the camera that way, and with a hook at the end, you could pull the camera back.
Like camera 2 is a selfie stick, and so we can get the eyes on view.
Hopefully, we don't get a selfie death right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I don't like that. They're still alive.
We need a top-mounted cam, damn it.
I'm gonna be looking at camera.
Well, I can't quite literally lower the boom if you guys don't mind not looking at my smiling face.
I don't know why I try. I can't see Jack anyway. I never can, but it looks
No.
nice.
Looks good here. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
smiling.
we'll sort that out. So the door opens. There are two gnolls. They are not surprised. You guys, threw your shoulder against it twice, and they're like, "Huh?"
That's not the secret knock.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so you've got a couple of scroungy-looking gnolls there, and one very hale-looking gnoll who is kind of walking back in there, and he growls in gnoll. She's like, "The frig is all the noise about? Hey, you lot, keep that. Uh-oh. Kill him!" And he yells to the two, and he's standing back, shifting a what weapon has he got? I need to check my notes.
Chainsword.
Spear. Yeah, he's dual wielding chain swords.
He has a felling axe. It'll be fine.
Chainsaw nunchucks. No, he has he has a long spear, and he is ordering these two with swords to attack you. So going down the line, Mark, what is Abner doing?
Oh, sleep again. It worked last time.
Sleep. Okay. TK, how about our outlier? Bill Hook from the second rank or front rank?
I may as well be. I'm technically right behind Lynx, so just
Okay. Alrighty. Lynx the fighter.
Have at thee, and I start swinging.
Turgo, you going to play the shoot arrows into melee lottery or just hang back for the moment?
Well, I figured myself off at the angle, so what I'll do is I'll move up behind Sir Outlier so that I can get a clear look into the room.
Okay, then Mark, we'll just kind of go down the vertical list of panes there that it's giving me on not Discord, on StreamYard. So roll initiative for the party, please.
3.
All right. I got a 2. The party goes first.
You can stay in the party then, Abner.
Noel takes 11.
That knoll has been turned into 2 half knolls, which are still person-sized. They're like 9 feet tall. Schluck, schluck. Wait, did you slice him vertically or horizontally?
I'd probably, at that point, put the whole entire top half of the bill hook through the guy's head. So you just kind of watch it just stab in, pull out, head comes with me, body stays still.
All right.
I hit for 7 damage, much less impressively
now. Much less impressive, but sufficient to split his liver, and he goes down gurgling.
My spell will be wasted. Damn it.
Well,
we don't know how powerful the other Knoll is.
He's probably too powerful for my spell, knowing my luck.
Well, now don't get down on yourself yet.
Too late.
Yet.
I was almost going to try and say to hold it until there was more than 3, but
I probably should have.
We're still blessed. So
okay, so that was page 68 for that sleep spell, right?
Yes, it was.
Roll a d4.
Okay. 4.
Okay. He tumbles backwards. He turns to run and then just and is snoring softly on the floor.
I like that spell.
I can do it one more time.
That is
Save
a
it
pretty
this
cool
time.
spell.
I probably should not have done it in this case, but I was caught up in the moment.
You still have web?
Yes.
Turgo, cover one of the doorways. I'm going to coup de grace this Knoll.
All right.
I'll do that.
And then what do we see in the room?
Okay, so in this room,
I'll swap to my great sword and cover a door.
In this room, there is some battered furniture, and it's all very eclectic looking, so you suspect it may have been dragged from different places in this building. Otherwise, it's kind of what you might be able to see there. Let me give you guys a little bit of altitude.
I see one exit at least.
Yeah.
I have a question for the party. This is kind of out of morbid curiosity. So I rolled an 18. My attack bonus, because of my strength, is a +3. So my Thatco by itself is a 20. So I roll an 18. So that gives me I hit armor class 2, but +3 would bump it to a 21.
Yeah.
Okay, which means I technically then hit armor class -6.
Yeah, because of the repeating 20s on the attack table.
Yeah.
That's the reason for the repeating 20s, and there's an optional rule in case you don't like you want people to hit a natural 20 to get those 20s and then a 21. But I think the rule is originally if you get a 21 and through whatever means, yeah, you can hit that -6, so that things aren't unhittable. But it works back at you. When you get a really awesome armor class, a kobold could still hit you.
Yes.
So, just to kind of describe what you're seeing here, don't have a great zoom with this little camera, but this looks like a normal entry vestibule, except it's been trashed. The ceiling is kind of partially caved in a little bit. This building that you're on, the lower floor appears to be mostly of stonework. The upper floor is burned out long ago, I should point out. This was probably some traveler's inn, similar to the Last Chance Inn.
The second to last chance.
The second to last chance Inn. The original Last Chance Inn. The original Grazer Bob's. +10 experience for anyone who gets that reference, by the way. The upper story has burned out almost completely, but the lower story, again, being made of stone, is relatively intact. And you have a hallway that extends off behind it. And I will see if Mr. Laser Pointer is to hand. In this direction, if you can see that.
Well, there's not much to do except for go forward.
You want to go first, or you want me to?
I'll go first.
Okay.
You got the long range weapon. I got the short range weapon.
Well, I just swapped to my great sword, but I can pull the bow hook back out.
We can both be up front.
Oh, if there's room for both of us, sure.
Yeah.
Yes, the hallway ahead of you is 8 feet wide, so at a minimum 2 can fight abreast in this hall.
Let us advance, shoulder to shoulder.
Yep.
Arms forward.
Dancing cheek to cheek. No, maybe not.
You're
All right.
going a different direction.
I'll samba forward. It's fine.
A dance battle.
I call sharks.
No, it's the boulets and the dragons.
See, folks, we have erudite, educated players on this live stream. They know their musicals. Okay.
That's how my dad kept us quiet when I was a kid. Best car rides
Musicals.
ever. Yeah.
Okay, so around the corner, you see a wooden door and it is currently closed. You don't need to make any special listen rolls. There is raucous noise coming from within, and it is all Nolish sounding. Those of you that understand their speech. If you want to pick out anything specific, we'll have to make a die roll for. But it very clearly, Mobius says, "Throw a bolt of greased lightning."
Turgo.
Yeah.
Can you throw open the door so Lynx and I can just charge in and start swinging?
I do whatever you want.
I mean, minimal risk to you, I think.
I'll take right, you take left.
Pretty much.
I will, of course, check it over first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And it does not appear to be trapped.
All right. Yeah, I kind of push on it a little. Does it appear to be stuck, or do I think I just push it open?
I mean, the fire has probably warped the hardware a little bit. It'll be a standard door opening check.
All right, I'll try.
Roll it.
Missed it by 1.
Oof. Try again. They can't hear us.
They're too busy being drunk.
One would hope.
All right, I'll try it again. I'll really stick a shoulder into it this time. Come on.
Alrighty.
And that was a horrible failure.
Okay, yeah. Bam! Bam!
I'm gonna look back at Abner and be like,
Hey,
You should shout in Nolish, "What's wrong with this door? Can somebody open it?" And have them open their doom.
"You could."
can someone
that's
open
not
this
a
door?
bad
My hands
idea.
are full with all the cold cuts and beer I'm bringing.
Is that what you say?
Sure.
I yell out, "Hey, Scurvy Curs! Lock
Okay.
this door for me."
Okay. There's still sounds of carrying on within the room.
All right, can I pound on the door with the hilt of my sword? Or the pommel of my sword?
I think Outlier
Yes, you
would be
can.
more useful to open the door.
Yeah, at that point, if there's no response, I'll just kick in the damn door.
All right.
Scurvy curs? No? Okay. Boot. You loosened it for me.
All right. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 gnolls in this room. They are spread out approximately where you see them. A large, kind of brawny thewed one yanks the door open and says, "Ha!"
Do I hit him with the door?
He is absolutely surprised. The room at large seems to be ignoring you. You guys have 3 full surprise segments on him.
He's very dead. Is
So-
he large?
Yes, he is a large creature.
Oh,
He is going to be very, very dead. What is let me see here.
well, that's a hit, but I wish that D12 was higher. That's a hit for 4 damage.
Okay.
That was
Plus, if your sword has any pluses.
Well, yeah, that was with the
Oh.
+2.
Yeah.
16 on my first hit, which isn't until the 3rd surprise round.
So you did 4.
Damage.
Roll your next segment of surprise,
That's a miss.
and your 3rd segment of surprise.
Yeah, that'll be a hit for 8 damage, actually.
Okay. Between the 2 of you, you end this guy. He just spraying head cheese.
I think
Goes
I was
over
busy
backwards.
laughing.
The other gnolls are kind of looking your way. They're not surprised. They're leaping up from tables, from sitting positions, grabbing up weapons. Mark, what is Abner doing?
He wants to cast, if he can see this bottom corner where there's a bunch of them off to the side, if he can cast web over there and just
So you're gonna get these.
if I can, yeah, that'd be a way
Okay.
to shoot the web.
TK, you're just gonna make gnoll cutlets as they try and come in.
I'll peel off to the left, as I said, and just start swinging.
Okay.
Yep, right.
All
You might
right.
not want to walk in that web, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. How
That'd be
about
bad.
Turgo? Doomsword, how about Turgo?
Yeah. Did you? I didn't hear you, Corian. Are you leaving the entryway, moving in one of the directions? to attack,
Yes.
or-
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm staying to the right.
I'll hold the hallway with my bow. Shoot anything in my within my field of vision.
Okay. Then I think TK, roll initiative for us, please.
Here's hoping, and it's 5.
Party is going to go first. Web is
2 segments.
2 segments, so your web will go off in the 3rd segment. Links, you can move your nearest target you can get to and still attack is Jazz Hands right here. And TK, you can get to... God, that's hard to do backwards and upside down. You can get to this fellow and attack.
That's fine. I missed
And
the
I-
nautical mile.
I think we're going to we're actually going to go to individual miniatures here. So audience and players, bear with me just a moment.
Do you have a dwarf that's dwarf flavored?
I have a dwarf flavored dwarf. Never fear.
Does he have a bassinet?
No,
He doesn't have children.
no,
That's
I
not
don't. I don't have any youthful dwarves up here. Sorry.
I want a dwarf carrying a crib.
Just on his head. It's protection. No one's going to hit that.
Yeah, right. What happens? I have a baby shield.
I forgot where, but there was a joke one time about puppy armor, like strapping puppies to yourself
Oh,
because no one's
God.
going to hit you.
I've seen Key and Peele do the strapping babies to you so that you can't get into a fight.
It's probably the same idea.
It's about
All
just,
right,
just as bad as the kitty cannon. There's a Legend of Zelda manga that's one of my favorites. I collect them. And there's a scene where one of the fairies in it is like flying full speed at somebody with a grenade. And it's literally just a heat-seeking fairy missile. They take liberties with the content.
Really?
I was gonna say, yeah. That reminds me of how I used to run my D&D games when I was like 8. Sure, you can have a heat-seeking missile.
Those games were always so much fun.
They were.
That's how I still run goblins. I'll happily have like a goblin carry a powder keg, like while it's lit, and be like, "I'm gonna get you! I'm gonna get..." Like those are the best goblins, dude.
I showed this
Okay.
kid D&D. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, sorry, it took me a moment there, players and audience. Let's do a saving throw for those gnolls over yonder. No. And yes, one of the gnolls is like kind of rushing towards where Lynx is currently, so he's not completely caught. Webb, let us see.
Do they suffocate?
It has a negate. The saving throw negates or 1/2, but I can't remember the details on it.
I'm going to say, given the small area, it's half. So let's see now. And yes, there is a small chance that they may suffocate, as did one of the Let's see. As did one of the Weir Rats. So let's see. For every full turn, I was a little liberal with it last time, so this is just the first round. 9 rounds from now, we'll check. Let's see. So he is partially, we'll say, entangled. It will take him a little bit to break out. So, Tonka, you have my absolute, and I mean this sincerely, sympathies. A broken AC in summer weather, and I've been there a couple of times here in Florida. It's miserable. It's absolutely the living worst. So, all right. You're getting attacked. That is going to be, that should be a hit, but I will double check. I'm sorry. That is TK. You're getting attacked there.
AC 0.
Oh, it might not be. Well, we'll find out soon enough.
I have a surprisingly
Next
good armor
time.
class for not using a shield.
All right, combat tables. There we go. Now, for those of you who might be coming from a 5e paradigm, if this is your first time watching a first edition game, armor class, because of historical reasons that won't really go into right now, that 15 actually misses you. Armor classes go from 0 being best and lower being even better. That's right, they can be negative, to higher classes being worst. It has to do with a game about battleships, but we'll talk about that some other day. Okay, so he missed, and this one whips around. You hit him, right? Right, Lynx?
Yes, I hit him last round.
And he is large. Did you do large critter damage to him?
This is the second guy I'm doing. I actually don't think I've rolled for him. I'm sorry.
Okay, roll your damage, for goodness sake.
That's not a D20.
You all.
That's going to be a miss.
I thought you said you rolled for him already. Okay. All right. You miss him. So
I was getting
He-
confused with the guy I killed.
grabs up his Morning Star because you're in close range and misses you. Okay, let me do the rest of their moving up.
Abner makes sure his bodyguards are in front of him.
And he's dead.
Do animals count as large?
Do what?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Another-
so- Abner, your bodyguards are now facing 2 of them. It's very convenient. You've got a bunch that are sneezed on, and then everybody else is getting attacked twice in the next round. So, Mark, what is Abner doing in this round?
Abner is going to cost sleep on the people in front of his hirelings.
Alrighty,
Hey,
and
good money for those hirelings.
all right. How about Lynx?
All right, now I'll attack.
Okay, and TK Sir Outliers attacking. What about Turgo?
Yeah, I'm taking a shot.
Okay, let's see. Lord Corion, roll initiative.
3.
Okay, the Knolls go first. This is 2 on. This is 2 on Lynx. Let's start over there. That is a miss and a miss. 1 against a bodyguard.
AC
That is
6 only.
Oh, well, we'll see. You may have just doomed the guy.
Yeah,
You have,
I gotta
you
be
have-
honest, but that's how it works.
No, that's a
Hey,
miss.
Clear the path for me.
Yeah. So you at least won't shoot him in the back.
You should have
Right.
left your bodyguards back with the lady and had Leo and Nerm go.
Both of them miss. both of the Knolls miss your men at arms, and we're coming over here against TK. That is that 18 will almost certainly hit you, and the 16 might. The 16,
15 didn't.
the 15 didn't. The 16 does, and the other one does. They have swords, so you're going to take.
S-word damage.
That is 3 and 1.
So 4.
Okay. Parties. Actually, missile fire goes first. So fire your missiles.
All right. I'm going to shoot one of those Knolls. And I miss with a
Okay.
3.
Sleep spell goes off. Roll. Let's see. There's 2. I believe it's roll 2d4 on them.
2d4. 5.
Okay. They drop.
That's
Turgo, you have a clearer range of fire now. You can shoot between or over or whatever the 2 men at arms.
Okay.
So you can fire your second arrow.
Yeah, that's a miss as well.
Okay, party melees.
Something takes 20 points of damage, preferably one that's not passed out.
Something ceases to exist. You're nowhere near the one that passes out.
Abner's hirelings will kill the 2.
They don't
Just-
have
Okay.
7.
Shuck, 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 shuck.
I hit AC 7.
AC 7, you say?
Mm-hmm.
No. He brings brings a stool up and blocks your sword with it. And I think that's the end of the round. So we are on the 3rd round since you've webbed. Or is it the 2nd round since you've webbed? I think this just ended the 2nd round. Yeah, so we are now on the 3rd round. In 7 rounds, we check for each of those stuck Knolls. And one of them is tearing his way free currently. You don't know when he'll be free, but can any of us know when we'll be free in the current world we live in? All right. So, Mark, what is Abner doing at this point?
Abner's sort of fresh out of spells, almost. So he's going to get out of the way so Turgo can shoot more freely. And he is going to
All
have
right.
his hirelings move out of the way as well.
TK, are you going to continue to make human jackalope cutlets?
Yep, I will scythe my way forward.
Alrighty. Lynx,
Gonna try and hit someone this time.
Turgo,
Missile fire.
and what of Abner's bodyguards?
Protecting Abner, that's their job.
Okay. All right. Lynx, roll initiative, please.
Hey, 6.
Party goes first. Missile fire for our first missile fire from
All right.
Turgo.
Another miss.
You're due. Okay. Melee.
Something takes 18.
Something stops being a knoll and becomes a carpet, a bloody, bloody carpet.
Ooh, I
Our
could make
next
boots.
business. Yeah. I hit for 4.
Okay.
Do you think it's wrong to wear a knoll pelt?
Doesn't seem
I
like
mean,
it
it's a
would,
little-
but
It's disgusting.
It's
Yeah.
a little gauche, but
not after Labor Day, I think is the rule.
Damn.
And definitely not to weddings.
and TK, you are
Especially the weddings.
You are fresh out of targets. So that's 4 points of damage. Second missile fire, please.
Oh, nope. They're all 9s and 10s and 11s. Except
Oh,
for
and
the
these-
3.
These guys are dead also.
I need that 5th level revised attack matrix.
All right.
So how many gnolls are left? There's 2 on links and 3 in the web.
There's 2 on links and 4 in the web.
4 in the web. Okay.
Although one of them is fighting his way free.
We should
And
get
it will-
Turgo some gloves of dexterity.
There's a lot of
Okay.
things to do.
So 2 are attacking links. That is a miss. And that is a miss. New round. Mark, is Abner still chanting his battle cry of not in the face, not in the face?
Oh hell yeah! But he also it looks like there's no gnolls on the side here. He wants. Is that just a dark corner? Or is there a doorway back there?
There is.
He wants to look in the doorway, but he doesn't want to go down it.
Okay.
There's supposed to be a boy here someplace, so he's trying to figure out where the boy is.
Okay. How about our good friend Sir Outlier?
Can I charge?
The table is kind of in your way, so no, unfortunately not.
Any chance I can kick that table over into one of the gnolls? Or at least like kick it across the floor into one of the gnolls?
You should spend this round just killing the table.
Well, I figure I can get like a boot up on it and just like literally just like kick sides.
So you're just shoving it like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm dealing
I'll tell you
with
what.
gnolls.
We'll roll a die when it comes to it. We'll see how that works out. But you can certainly try.
Cool.
You can absolutely try. Okay. And I'm guessing Lynx is going to continue to battle.
Indeed.
Turgo, you are due. You are absolutely due. You're particularly absolutely due because you can only see targets that are caught in a web who can't really not get hit with arrows at this point.
Nice.
So why don't you go ahead and roll initiative?
That's a 6.
The party wins. All right, TK, roll. I'm going to say roll a d6.
Okie dokie. That is a 6.
Okay, the
Presume
table.
lower is good.
Yeah, lower would have been better. The table catches on a board, a loose board or something in the floor. Now, you are of brawny strength, so it does fall over. It is effectively out of the way now. So if you want to cover that distance in this round and melee in the next round, you may.
That's fine.
Okay. Okay. Missile fire. Turgo, you automatically hit 1 for 6 points of damage.
Excellent.
Shake. He's just kind of twitching as you pot him with an arrow. Abner is moving over to the door. Give me an open doors check, please.
I think that was a no, but you're muted.
Mute. It's my nemesis. I rolled a 3. I didn't open the door.
Yeah, you're yanking on it and banging your shoulder against it. Your men-at-arms are behind you, looking into the room, making sure that nothing comes over here to harm you. Lynx, do your thing.
Hey, that's better. I'll hit for 7 this time.
All right, so you'd hit him for 4 and 7. And had you hit him in the first round?
I don't believe so. I believe I missed that first round.
Okay. All right. So yeah, he's looking pretty pretty nicked up.
Lynx is just screaming, just die already. It's
Yeah.
bigger and good.
Sorry, it usually doesn't take this long.
Okay, Turgo, you can fire your second arrow.
Yeah, it's the same guy.
6 points of damage. Thunk. All right, and this one will attack, of course, Lynx. That's a miss, and then the less intimidating looking one also misses you. The one at the far end of the web, this one, let me see, what is the so I'm never sure on that web.
The suffocation chance?
No, so you're not there yet.
Almost.
You're about halfway there. You just little less than halfway there. Per 1 inch, so a foot of webs per segment. So he's breaking through basically 2 feet of webs per segment. Yeah, he's torn his way out and will move over and attack you in the next round, Lynx. But you hear a great crash of crockery breaking and knives and so on, and loose coin falling to the floor, and see Outlier standing on the far end of the table come pounding across.
Finally.
My legs are short. What do you want?
Hello, passerby. Okay. So in the new round, is Abner going to try and open the door again?
Abner's going to try to listen at the door. Maybe he can hear something. He can't open that damn thing.
Okay. TK, you're moving over to melee?
If I can. If not, I will throw a stool.
Okay. That's kind of disgusting, but whatever. Lynx. Lynx, you're going to continue to fight the gnolls.
Mm-hmm.
Turgo, you're going to continue to pin cushion the one that cannot get out?
Yeah, I think that's best.
All right. That one is dead. Your second arrow was the coup de grace. So you have, I will say, if you kind of move and press yourself against the far side of the wall, you can come forward into the room. There's nothing stopping you.
Can I do that and still have sufficient action to take all of my missile fire?
You may split fire and move and fire a single arrow.
Okay. I shall do that.
All right. Well, those are the party's actions. Let's roll initiative, and I think we're back around to the top. Mark, roll. Five. It is a tie. I will, let's say, missile fire will go first. So fire your next arrow there, Doomsword.
Yeah, this is not a web guy. This is a guy
No,
who's
he is webbed. So 6 points takes him in the throat, and he coughs up blood and is still twitching, but he's not going to live very much longer. With the exception of TK's Bill Hook, the party will go first on weapon attacks. So do your thing there. And Mark, Abner does not hear anything on the other side of the door. Anyone? Bueller? Anyone?
I'm muted. Whoops. I hit AC3 for 8 damage.
Okay, so you done
I think
6
I
and
killed him
4.
now.
Yeah, 6,
4 and 8, I think, actually, the first time.
4 and 8 is 12, and you just did another 8.
Yes,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that cuts him down. So there is but one knoll remaining, free to move in the room. And they get their Simo attacks, which means he can still attack you,
Mm-hmm. My great
but he
sword goes
misses. You're not using the bill hook. So that's a miss and a miss on Corion, and that is all of them that can attack. Did you hit?
I presume an AC4 hits?
Yes, actually it does.
3. Yeah. Okay, so 5, 7 plus 6 is 13 damage.
All right, so that slays that one outright.
We just saw the hand of God.
That's like the old what was the game Rise of the Triad. There was a power up literally called God mode, and it was just your hand extended in front of you, and these rather bored occasional yawning sounds because anything you when you were pointing at it and you press the fire button just stopped living immediately. Okay. Yeah, this guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's still fighting. He's still fighting you. So I'm guessing you folks in melee are going to continue to melee. Doomsword, you gonna keep pranging the ones in the web.
Yes, please.
Yep.
Okay. Abner, you gonna try to open that door again?
Yeah, and I'll have one of my bodyguards assist if that's
Okay.
I'm going to double back and because they've got this and go help Abner.
Then you'll just be like, boink.
Well, I'm just
So
I figure it's going to take me like 2 turns to get there. So
Yeah. It's gonna take you your full round to get across the room. Who are we to? Okay. So TK, roll initiative for the party.
yeah, I figure if like an ogre shows up, 4.
It is a tie, so you're moving over to Abner. This guy goes last. Lynx, do something terrible to him.
I would if I hit.
Okay. I said do something terrible to him, not do something terribly to him.
Oh, darn. Sorry. It's
Damn
a
it.
Connection.
I have rolled more 15s and 16s. I have not 9. No. There were 3 and a captain type, then 9 and a captain type amongst their number, and I haven't hit you guys at all tonight. Well, no, I take that back. I bonked Outlier a couple of times. So,
And for a super chat, it can stay that way. If you want to see the party live.
that's one of the players talking, not me, not the dungeon master.
I would just
Links
like
and
to
the Knolls are just going like, hey.
Yeah.
I'd like to, like Outlier sees this shit show, right? It's just like, you got this, right? You got this. Turns around. Meanwhile, Lynx is just like,
We're just both
Okay.
next to each other.
Another arrow shot from Turgo, and
Right,
the
they
last
left, guys. Right.
yeah, the last webbed knoll goes limp.
Cool.
Since it turned into a duel, you want me to just roll another hit?
Another character.
you're fencing with a restrained knoll, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Here, let me use my left hand.
Yeah. I see you've read your Cap of Pharaoh. All right, Link's roll initiative.
You're using Bonetta's defense against me. Bonetta's
Did
defense.
Abner and his bodyguard get to open the
5.
door?
Nice.
Oh, you guys opening the door. I'll come back to you in just a second.
Sure.
That is a success for Lynx. Turgo's Doomsword is Turgo switching fire to shoot at the one that Lynx is dueling.
Yes.
Okay. Well, missile fire goes first.
All right. See if I can hit. See if I can hit the knoll. I haven't hit anything tonight. A 2.
Okay, well, that does not hit. Knoll or otherwise.
Oh, jeez. I'm not gonna hit.
Okay. That's such a negative attitude.
I would really
Hi,
like.
on the other hand, you're fired. We find another better. Oh, I need to be using the big plastic, the big black plastic D20.
Rolling 15s isn't bad though. Like that's genuinely a far above average roll.
No, it really is. It's just you guys are tougher than that. Okay.
Give your captains +1 swords.
So he missed. He's fighting to the last. He's howling his death song. Those of you that just opened the door,
Find the reinforcements on their way.
Yeah, probably.
That's why I started walking that way. I didn't want Abner to open the door and be like, "Hi," and then start running screaming like Han Solo out of the first Star Wars movie.
Hey, it worked for him.
okay.
And he's a
So
hero.
you have an open hallway that goes in that direction.
It's not full of enemies, so that's a good thing.
Yet.
Just sneak up there and take a peek.
You feeling brave, Abner?
No.
Do you feel lucky, punk? Okay.
Can Abner
So I'm
use
guessing
orders?
what are Abner and Outlier doing?
Can Abner use a quarterstaff?
No. Well, yes, but badly.
Okay, well, dang it. Okay, do you have darts or anything?
He has 2 daggers. You've never seen him unsheath them.
That's fair. I'm
Well,
going
that's
to
the one time in the pub when there was a particularly
They might be not actual daggers. They might just be a fancy scabbard with a hilt glued to it, as far as you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Is
look
that
at
like
that.
pockets on women's clothing?
Yes,
These are daggers on a wizard. They're just
Yeah.
sewn.
They're just
top
sewn
of a scabbard.
I'm gonna look at that, hand you mine, and just and advance down and just hand you like a Scrama's axe and just be like here and just advance down the hallway.
What did you hand me?
A Scrama's axe?
What?
It's a
I think
dagger.
that's the
It's a dagger. Okay.
It's a dagger. It's a dagger. Well,
Oh.
actually, it's a kind of knife. It's about yay long.
Okay.
I thought that was the
There's like-
Russian word for illegal data. Oh no, that's samizdat. Sorry.
Okay, so Abner will follow behind Outlier with his 2 bodyguards in front of him.
Okay. Let me adjust the camera because I'm pretty sure you guys can't see that. There we go. Alrighty, yeah. So you round the corner, and there are 3 gnolls in looks like the ruins of a kitchen. Buckets of blood heaped up in trails on tables, so on and etc. Fortunately, most of it appears just at a glance to be various animals, not human or demi-human.
Yeah.
And they are not surprised. Let me put Abner over there. one of the gnolls yells to the other as soon as you go in there, and let me roll to see if you guys are surprised. You are not surprised either. Go tell the big boss. We got intruders in here. Send more boys. And one of them is turning to flee the room. Meanwhile, back in the big chamber, Turgo and Lynx, make your attacks.
I really want to yell after them. Send
I
some
hit.
instead.
Thank God. Thank you.
Okay, let's see if you hit him.
Wait, Turgo, did you say you hit?
I hit AC3.
Yay!
Woo!
Okay,
Wonders
you
never
did.
cease.
Well, how much damage did you do?
It's gonna be on Lynx, ain't it?
No. I already checked. He's fine.
All right. Well, he would have been anyway because it's 1 point of damage.
Man, some days you get the bear, and some day the bear gets you.
Hey, you had a 1 in 6 chance of getting a 1. Hey, you did good.
Yeah.
Okay. Lynx, make your attack. Or did you already? You did. Oh, okay. He counters. And he hits.
Oh God. He's gonna earn his freedom at this point.
I thought there was a hireling.
For 1 point of damage.
Oh, phew.
No, seriously, I thought there was a hireling. You might be useful.
It is the weakest of sauce going on over there. All right. So it's the start of a new round. Up in the...
Can I?
Go ahead.
Sorry, can I get a second shot on that guy?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, you're not splitting and moving.
Right, not now. Yeah, that's AC 6. Yeah, 6.
AC 6 will hit.
Excellent. All right, come on. I got a 1. Now I need a 6. Hey, it's a 6.
And it's to Lynx.
All right. That well, yeah, it could be. But it's not. You take him in his hyena heart, and he staggers backwards, dead. Staggers backwards into the webs, so he just kind of hangs there. What he just broke out of moments before.
Stick around.
Okay.
Destiny point.
Abner. Mark, what is Abner doing? Abner, what is Mark doing?
Abner is looking back around the corner at the big room saying, guys, we need help.
TK, what are you doing?
What about the one that's fleeing?
What about him? He's turning and going to the door.
Has he already gone?
No,
Can I
we
try
haven't
him?
rolled initiative yet. Yes, you can certainly try to.
Absolutely. Because if I
Okay.
can pose myself and stop them from, getting reinforcements, I will happily do so.
Okay. Lynx, you hear people calling out, help!
Usually means they're in trouble. Gotta go rescue them. I'm on my way.
Doomsword, you following suit?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Charge goes before initiative. So you charge over there.
Oh, I don't think that hits. Do I get a +2 from charging?
Yes.
That might just hit then.
And remember, you are... well, let's see. It's been...
I'm probably not blessed. It's been... no.
Yeah, no, it's been like 8 rounds now, so 8 or 9 rounds. So no, you're not under effect of bless anymore. Yeah, you go bolting just as he's looking over his shoulders, wrenches the door open, and leaps through.
Yeah, he's not AC 7, is he?
Let me double check, but I don't.
Yeah, that's why
Pull-
I said I don't.
I got
think
my
he
notes right here. Why am I? No, he is not.
is. Yeah.
All right, so he's yipping in Nolish, and Abner, you can hear this. There's damned intruders in here. Men, slayers, come, let's kill them. And you hear a clatter of claws and paws on the floor. Okay, Doomsword.
Yes.
And Corion, you are over in the kitchen area. There's a door open. You hear a great tumult, howling, yipping, barking, yapping coming from the doorway beyond. Abner, I'm doing it again. Mark, what is Abner doing?
Nothing right now. He has one last spell, so he's going to wait to see what's coming out of that door first.
Okay. TK, how about it? You're nearest to the door.
Well, there are still guys in the room, aren't there? Or they all flee?
Yes, there are still a couple in the room with you, yes.
Then I will work on cutting them into much smaller cat creatures.
Easier to carry bits of hyena man. Gotcha. Lynx, how about it?
I am moving to the front of melee.
Okay.
Which I assume takes all round.
Okay, and Doomsword, Turgo is
hanging back.
You're gonna
with my bow.
hang back. Okay. I can't remember where we were in the initiative. I think it was Doomsword's turn. So roll initiative, buddy.
That's 4.
All right, party goes first.
Any missile fire?
Oh yeah, Doomsword, are you shooting? This is very
what's
close
it?
quarters combat.
It's very tight, exactly. And that door. You know what I'd like to do? I mean, can I change up? Like, can I choose to do something different now?
Yeah, I mean, you would have been tactically aware of the layout of the room.
Right. Yeah, I'd like to double back to the entrance to this place.
All the way out to the front of the mansion.
Yeah, to the front of the mansion.
Okay. All right. Turgo is noping out. How about Outlier?
That's 21 points of damage to the nearest knoll.
That knoll just kind of falls apart. Lynx?
I'm going to whiff again.
I think I whiffed again. He is going to go bolting through the door into the large room. That essentially means he is fleeing combat. Any attacks on him will happen at +4.
Cool. We get those for free.
Yes, that is correct.
I want to see Corion, please hit.
I am pleased to announce I have 11 damage on that guy.
All right, yeah, you clip his spine and he goes down just howling pathetically, but he expires shortly thereafter. So, Turgo flees. The gnolls flee. Well, no, the gnolls have fleas. That's those of you standing nearest the door see a great, well, I guess it would be a pack of hyenas, hyena men, not hyenas. A great pack of hyena men rushing forward. And if you will give me just a moment, gang, I'm going to reposition that camera so it's a little better. So pardon me for just a moment.
So, Mark, did you say you had or did not have a spell left?
One more web. I was waiting to see if how useful it'll be. I can probably, if I can, I'll try to cast it in the other room.
Yeah.
Just stop everything that's in there.
I was just going to let you know that I have flaming oil in my bag if you want some.
Well, hopefully it's not flaming in your bag.
Yeah. Well, I already have it. Well, the reason why I asked for a lamp, right, was I wanted one pre-made where all we have to do is light and throw.
Abner's bodyguards have backpacks full of torches and oil, so he could just basically they're in front of him. He reaches in, pulls out, toss.
One of the bags labeled A, one of the bags labeled B.
Yeah,
I think I seen that crab mini. Better watch out.
Could you imagine we're fighting? We're fighting this mansion full of gnolls, and that's a Gygaxian encounter. All right, giant crab.
Yeah.
A giant enemy crab.
Mhm.
Hit its weak spot for massive damage.
Who brought the drawn butter?
I haven't eaten.
I will say the giant shrimp or the giant crawfish or whatever they are in Elden Ring, they can go die. They can go die. They can go die. The giant lobsters can too. Oh my god. The crabs are easy.
But do you think they're tasty?
Probably not. The
Yeah,
pistol
honestly,
shrimp
you're
have
right.
this. The pistol shrimp have this stupid, like 80-foot range, like water jet, like sniper rifle kind of BS, and it's annoying.
You're talking in a game, because I would totally eat a pistol shrimp in real life.
Yeah, right. That just seems like cathartic revenge or something for it breaking your hand.
It's getting rid of Cthulhu monsters that live on the bottom of the sea.
Oh
That's
dear.
the best part.
It could kill a shark.
Okay, that's what you see. A large rush of gnolls, and the ones at the front are the large types that you have seen before. That's not a great angle for the camera. Let me.
Oh, how about that web, Mark?
Working on it.
Can we burn web?
Oh yeah, it's very bad.
I like that
Web.
idea.
Then apply fire.
Okay. And the party is actually in the room. That's the miniatures that I didn't place. Hang on.
Well, we're in the kitchen, but yeah. We're still in the kitchen, I think.
Well, the entire area is a kitchen. You are in the hallway.
Oh, okay. The way I was thinking first was that the kitchen was a very small kitchen, and then this is a big separate room, right?
That's
So-
clearly the dining
yeah.
room.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this section where you came from is like a hallway. This is the kitchen.
Yep.
And this is some kind of larger feast hall or something.
That must
Okay.
really annoy the cook.
Okay, so you have a bunch of gnolls charging forward. What is TK doing?
Applying sword.
Applying sword. Mark, is Abner getting ready to cast a web?
Yes, right in that other room.
Okay. Let's see. Lynx, you continuing to fight?
Yep, holding them in at that choke point.
Okay, so Mark, for Abner's web spell,
Yes.
you know, you got to have two walls to connect it to, and you know how long and wide and deep it can be.
Yeah.
Or high and wide and deep it can be. Where do you want to try and connect it?
I would try to connect it, maybe kitty corner, to cut off these gnolls that are in our area. I want to try to capture them.
So,
Yeah.
So over in the far corner where that torch is, that little dot of yellow.
No, probably closer. There's a closer torch. Maybe sort of try to get it across here to capture these gnolls that are trying to get in, get them all stuck in the web.
Okay, I see what. Yes. So you're going your left door jam to that corner.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty.
And then back if it needs to expand.
Okay.
Can I say something too? I actually had intent to go out the front door and make sure none were coming in from that side to get behind us, and then continue around. I was going to walk around.
Oh, okay. So you're walking
Entrance.
the perimeter. Okay. All right.
Yes, I want to see if there's another entrance or some windows or something on this big room,
Okay.
and to make sure nobody's attacking us from the rear. Thanks.
Gotcha. No worries. We don't judge here. Well, all right. Then I think we were to... Well, we'll give you something to do there, Doom Sword. Roll initiative, please.
All righty. That's a 4.
The gnolls in the front, the two large ones, are going to go first. So it's going to be one attack on TK and one attack on Corion's characters, respectively. That is definitely a miss on TK. And, oh, that's absolutely a miss on Corion. I rolled a 9 and a 1.
At least I feel
Okay.
like it's good company.
So counterattacks.
Please don't be craft damage. 15?
15 will hit, yes.
No, that was damage.
Oh, that was damage. Okay, yeah, you injure him badly, but he's still up.
I hit AC 5 for 6 damage. I think that hits.
AC 5 for 6. That does hit, and
Cut him down.
he is...
In my anger.
He is still up.
Now I'm really mad.
Were we attacking the same one?
I probably not. Probably the ones in front of us.
That's fair. Now we should trade.
You're short enough. You go through my legs and I step over you.
You do
Okay.
an over how, I do an winter how. It's fine.
They will get their counters, and then your web will... Or no, wait, they attacked first. So that was that. Doom Sword, I guess you're moving rapidly around the perimeter of this place.
That was my idea, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just... it's an overgrown mess. You're stepping over fallen trees and pushing your way through brambles and such. I'm not sure which direction you're going, but when you get near the basically the gatehouse, as you pass it, you can see through the broken window, or the hole where a window would be. There are Leo and Nerm. They espy you and kind of look, and Leo...
I think he was going around the mansion, Bill.
No, I understand, but going around the mansion will have you going past it. At some point, you will have to go past it or get near enough to it that he sees you.
Fine.
Okay.
Right. There's a fight over there, Nerm. Maybe you should make yourself useful. I'm trying to head around the rear.
What about the lady?
Who gives a rip about the lady? Do as you're told for once.
All right. You see Leo come out, and he's got a spear in hand, and he's headed for the front door. It'll take him a few rounds to get there, because he doesn't know where he's going in the building. Okay. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, your web spell has gone off, and that can potentially get 1, 2, I'm going to say 3. So you can get all but the right-hand-most knoll that is in the doorway. No. Yes. No. Okay. So the knoll on the left-hand side of the doorway is leaning in far enough to melee that it's kind of basically all over his back, and he's like having to try and tear at it and so on. The one in the back is completely encased, and the one on the right hand side is completely encased. So one of them made a saving throw and can still fight. Which he will do. Top of the round. TK, you going to smash that one?
I'm going to do exactly what we said. I'm going to step off to the side and swap targets with Lord Corrion.
I didn't think we were serious about that. Let's just attack the people in front of us.
You do less damage. You do less damage than I do. We'll both kill each other. So it'll be fun.
But one of them is now stuck. He can just be killed.
Whatever I hit's probably going to die anyway, so it's fine.
I am picturing the funeral scene in Death of Stalin. Switch with me. What?
Yep.
Switch with me. No.
Tap out.
What the fuck are you doing? Okay.
Carried unanimously.
You know what I'm talking about. Go back to Georgia, dead boy. Okay. Mark, roll initiative for us, please.
1.
Aw.
Okay. The knoll that is free is going to go first. The other, you can hear the others howling and yelling and so on. That's a miss. Counterattacks.
Can one of Abner's hirelings like poke a bit with a spear on that one? Is that possible? I didn't declare it. I apologize.
No, he's watching your ass. So,
Okay.
In the next round, if you want them to move up in melee, they will. But
Reasonable.
they're following previous orders, which is to protect you at all costs.
I do 23.
He ceases to exist. You remove him from history.
I do 14.
Okay. You pound the mush into thinner, pastier mush.
Oh, I was attacking the other one.
See, you did switch when your target was
the one that-
obliterated.
Okay. All right. So you did 14. Well, let's see. One is in a web. One is not in a web. Who's attacking the one that's in the web?
I was attacking the one that took 6 points of damage last turn.
Okay, he's dead. He's entirely dead.
And then the other guy took like 13, and now he's taking 14. So I presume.
So he's dead. So the one that was in the web is dead. The one that is not in the web is also dead. There is a gap where they can push through, and that is where we are going to pause. It'll be a bit of a cliffhanger, guys. So we will return to this madness next week, and tune in next week when you'll hear Turgo say, "Why don't you get in there and be of some use for a change?" So thank you, of course, to our audience for watching. Thank you to our players for playing. Thank you, everyone who came out tonight. And remember, if you're just stopping by for the first time, we do this. We do this because it's fun, but we do this every Tuesday night. You guys can get a taste of what Dungeons and Dragons is really like. There's no scripts. There's no storylines, no question of who's going to survive this week. It's all up to the dice, just as it should be. So the cats are going to get that board. I'm sorry, what?
What about my backstory?
Right. Of course. Well, I mean, I'm just working through it. I'm 33 pages in and loving it. It's heartbreak. It's comedy.
Okay, great. Cool.
Everything.
Yeah, I mean,
Professor,
I tried to keep it like novella length, you know.
Professor Tolkien, eat your heart out. That's what we're all about here. But seriously, guys, thank you for stopping by. Mobius has got the right of it. The cats are going to get that board, so I'm going to have to cover all this up very well. But you guys have an absolutely stellar rest of your week between now and then. I will be back tomorrow night. Kyle might be back tomorrow night. Hopefully, we'll keep our fingers crossed. And if not, hey, he's having fun with his kids because we are pro kid and pro family on this stream. So you guys have an absolutely fantastic evening, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.